Hey there, Graeme. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Bajir. Hi, all.
So, Graeme, usually I ring you up when I struggled with a hand. This time, it's a little bit different. I struggled with something, but it's less related to a specific hand, and it's connected to a thought. A thought I had actually last night while watching some tennis videos. And so I was watching a documentary about Naomi Osaka, and I love watching her play. And in the documentary, you just saw she's top player in the world. There were some matches where she was just on, and there were some matches when it wasn't there. And even for these elite athletes, you can see them wrestling with their own mindset for how do you get through a match when they're just not landing. It's not landing in your favor, but you got to keep playing. And so that question, this came right after I'd played some hands, and playing in one no trump is what always sends me down my rabbit hole. And I got to my third one no trump hand, the second is declare, and I missed an opportunity. And I was thinking about the two. I was thinking, it's like, how do I prepare, take care of myself when things aren't landing exactly the way that I hoped? How do I keep playing? How do I take care of that? Does any of that make sense? Am I alone here?
No, I'm sure you're not. Actually, with the tennis, I used to play a little bit. I was never any good. And when I didn't have time to think, I just bang, 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 bang. But the worst one is when there was this little gentle shot that came up and down, and it was there for me to hit, and I had time to think about it and go, oh, this should be an easy one. I'm going to get this. And, you get so wound up about it so we've got to get out of our own way, right?
Right. That's right. And you see the best of athletes can do that. Like, any of them at the top, they might still struggle with those days. It makes me think of, I mean, we're talking tennis, Federer, I think, as being like, it's almost like even days when he's not playing his best, he's just still there, got to keep playing, and eventually, I don't know. Can I load up the results from yesterday? I don't know if there's any lesson here, but maybe we can look at it together. Maybe you can talk us through, what do we do one hand to the next when things aren't breaking in our favor?
Sure. You're actually talking about two different things here, which is, I think, important. One is that when things go wrong, we do get upset with the game. All sorts of different things can go wrong. And one no trump is only one of those things. People don't like it can be an uncomfortable contract. That's the reality. The only thing I can say about, let's just focus on the one no trump thing for a second.
Yeah.
Get into a panic about one no trump because, apart from a club, a diamond, a heart, or a spade, we rarely get left in those contracts. One no trump is quite a common contract. It's only 7 tricks that you're aiming for. So you're going to be losing a lot of tricks.
Right.
If you've got the points, if you're in 4 spades or 3 no trumps, you sort of get into this thing. Yeah, I'm winning lots of tricks, and you lose it. But if you're on one no trump, you're going to lose a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
You're aiming to make just over half. So you've got to get comfortable with the fact that you're not going to win every trick.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that bridge is not always about making your contract. So your aim is to make as many tricks as you can. Don't think if you're on one no trump, you got to get away from thinking that one no trump is 7 tricks and 7 tricks is your target.
Right.
No. Your target is to get as many tricks as you can. And you can get 5 tricks. You can be one no trump, 2 down, and you can still get a good score.
Well, it's like, I mean, you're reading into my soul, because that is what happened yesterday. Here, I'll share the results just for first 4 hands played. 3 of them in 1-0 trump. The last 2 is declare, and you'll see hand 3 didn't make the contract, and
okay,
going into hand 4, it was like, usually I then try to avoid 1-0 trump, but this time I was like, no, stay in it. Don't be scared from it. But I think I missed an opportunity with hand 4 because I was so focused on like sticking with 1-0 trump.
Right. Well, look, this is really a good example, because let's say you're on 1-0 trump and maybe your side's got half the points and their side's got half the points, or around about that. Maybe you're even a little less than half. So if you've got less than half the points, your expected score is going to be less than 0. That's normal.
Right.
The opposition have got more points than you. They're likely to get a plus score. So here you are, and you're on 1-0 trump. I'm not sure what the hand was, but maybe you had 15 points and dummy had 3 points or what have you, and it felt horrible because you got 18 points and you went down. But yeah, of course the opposition are going to score more if they've got more points than you. And look at your 100, you were down 1 or 2, you're feeling bad, but you got a perfectly good, you got 70% for that board. That's a good score for you.
Right. I guess I wasn't alone.
Right? Okay, so you're so busy focusing on the fact that you got minus 100 because you've seen 1-0 trump as the target.
Right.
Just change your target. Your target is to get as many tricks as you can, which you succeeded in because you got a 70% score.
So how can I then, all right, so if I then, if I just focused on the play and then just, focus on my own play hand to hand, the next hand I likely would have bid or played a little bit differently. But is there anything that we can do hand to hand or even trick to trick to move on? Or it's like, what would you advise us if we feel like our own mental baggage, we're carrying it from hand to hand or even session to session or year to year?
Sure, I understand. And I guess that's up to the individual to work out. But I do think it's really important to work something out. So for me, I think I've mentioned this before, I always had a problem if in the rare instances when I actually did something good when I was playing, that was a real danger moment for me because I'd be so full of, pride that I'd screw up the next hand. So I learned to recognize what the danger situation is for me. And when I got into that situation, just, all right, make a moment. Another thing that I find helpful too is just every hand if you can, but certainly every 3 or 4 hands, and certainly if you're dummy, when you're dummy, I just stretch a little bit. It's no big deal. You don't have to feel like you're not doing star jumps or anything. You're just stretching a bit. And I like this one, just the hands, just stretch a bit, and sit up.
The upside of playing online too, you could just do it anytime.
All right.
Jumping jacks while the robots are playing through the trick.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about how we play bridge for 3 hours often, and sometimes we might play 2 or even 3 sessions a day. That's a long time to be sitting, stewing, getting stressed. At least if you're playing tennis and something happens, you get to walk around the court. Or, I'm not saying you smash your racket or something, but that's probably not what you want to be doing. But you can see that that's a way to release that tension and energy. Well, what have we got in bridge? Nothing. We just sit there and stew.
Right. We still need to somehow, we need to find a way not to just sit there and stew.
Right.
All right, here a follow-up question for you, returning to this tennis metaphor. you know, if I find, I forgive my poor tennis terminology. Let's say I usually have just a fantastic overhand serve. All serves are overhand. I don't know. Usually I can really, really get them going, but it's just not connecting today. I could make two choices. I could say, well, listen, just keep serving them the way I know I can. Or I could say, today they're not breaking, ease up a bit. Is there an equivalent sort of ease up a bit for when we're playing at the table and we're just not hitting our usual marks? Or should we stay the course?
It's a good question, and I don't have your answer. I have my answer. So it's not my job to tell you how to deal with that situation. The only thing I can say is that you need to be ready for that situation and have thought it through already yourself. Now, when I'm in that situation, when things are going awesome, and wow, I just can't go wrong. I've got my thing that I do. I've thought that through because it happens sometimes. And if I mess up and my, you know, things going a bit wrong here and partner's giving me this, you know, thing, I know what I'm going to do there because I've already thought it through.
Right.
It's not the answer. It's my answer. I'm ready for that. So what are you going to do?
Right. We know those situations are coming.
Yeah, come on, everybody out there. You know it. You've been there, right? You know the situation we're talking about. And there's no one size fits all solution, but there's a solution for you. For you, Bashir, and for me.
Oh gosh, well, I'd love to open this up to everyone. If you're watching the video, leave a comment. How do you deal with this? Maybe we can trade strategies. Do you stay the course? Do you ease up? If so, in either way, how do you do it? What do you do when things are when you just can't play a bad card, and what do you do when you can't play a good one?
Yeah, and where's partner involved? How does you involve partner situations?
Well, thank you, Graeme, and thanks everyone for joining us. It was sort of a different video than we usually do, but hopefully interesting. Cool. Graeme, we'll look for the chance to try to apply these thoughts.
Right. Yeah. See ya.
Bye, everyone. See ya.